Right folks, so I'm going to try something a little bit different today. Rather than recording on the Osmo and on Loom and recording the screen, I'm just going to record on Loom. So we can't actually enter full screen mode, kind of annoying, but doesn't matter, we can just scroll through these. I hope you can see everything nice and clear and you can see me in the top corner. So day 2, Masterclass 2, let's get started. How to stand out online. So 5 little hacks to grow your audience even from zero. So a lot of people are working extremely hard and they're not getting the results that they want. They're putting posts out every single day, putting in a load of effort, the ideas, the time, the idea generation, the scripts, everything, but the growth is minimal, I would say. And it's not necessarily because your content is bad, it's because you're missing the strategy behind what actually makes content blow up, go viral, and get decent views. So I'm going to fly through this. We're going to do it in half the time we did last night. Last night was 40 minutes. We're going to try and do this in 15 minutes. So let's get started. So these are the methods that I use with my one-to-one clients and also with my Creator Club members. And my one-to-one clients especially are the ones building 5- and 6-figure personal brands. So with real leverage. So their product, their service, their content, that's all one offer, that's all one package, and this is how they can make 5- to 6-figure online through content creation. So most creators, unfortunately, are unintentionally holding themselves back, and this is going to help you with your engagement. This is going to help you grow. So let's literally just get stuck into it. Enough of the waffle. Hopefully you found yesterday's masterclass insightful, and hopefully you found some clarity within your niche and your content pillars. If you haven't immediately, don't worry, take your time, but just make sure that you do actually focus on it and think about it, because it is the most important first step. So the next thing, once you've got your niche, once you've got your content pillars, once you've clear on what your message is, then you end up getting like 200 views or maybe even 1,000 views if you're lucky. So you've got the people on TikTok, on Instagram, blowing up with trending audios, doing stupid dances, and getting millions of views, and it's kind of frustrating, to be honest. Even frustrating for me. So, in today's game, having just good content, cinematic content, beautiful content isn't good enough. You need to be strategic with your content. So, content that's built to grab attention, spark reactions, and actually build a community. And by reactions, that could be someone liking, commenting, saving, sharing, whatever. Today, I'm going to show you how to master Instagram and YouTube, not by chasing trends or getting lucky. So, using actual systems. So here are some common misbeliefs that I hear every single day. It's too late, it's too saturated. Why would anyone follow me? There's already millions of creators out there. And honestly, people who think like this, that's just not the right attitude. It's completely wrong, to be honest. YouTube and Instagram are more popular than they've ever been, and they're getting more and more popular by the day. So right now on Instagram, well, on YouTube, there's 2.35 billion people, which is absolutely insane. On Instagram, 2.4 billion, and these numbers are growing every single day. New users every single day. And the thing is, these audiences are constantly evolving and splitting into new niches, new sub niches. So fitness is the perfect example. Everyone thinks that fitness is too saturated. Even 5 years ago, you've got people like Matt Does Fitness, one of my very good friends, who blew up his fitness channel by adding humor and his family into his kind of fitness lifestyle. Another one of my friends, Rowan Rowe, who's actually very well known for fitness, for fashion content on Instagram, he blew up his YouTube channel during coronavirus from doing home workouts, like literally millions and millions of views. So for those who say fitness is too saturated, it's not. You just need to find a different angle, and that's going to help you grow. Sorry, someone's just tried to airdrop me something in the middle of the presentation. The market isn't saturated, your positioning is. And when you have a gap, you can own it. So the more saturated a market is, the more the opportunity actually is to stand out. So because 90% of creators in those spaces are all saying the same thing, same style, same message, same content, that creates a gap for you to come in and fill that gap. So if you're smart enough, you can see what everyone else is doing, and then you can position yourself differently, and then you win. So create content from a fresh angle and lock in positioning before the competitors even see it coming. Obviously, when you lock something in, when you have a new angle, when you find a unique point for your content and it starts generating lots of views, people are going to copy you. So the key is to get in there in the beginning before anyone else is doing it. And remember, your mix of experience, personality, perspective, it's never existed before. That's what's truly unique to you. And that's why yesterday I said it's super important to be authentic with your content, to be truly you, to get your personality across. That is your competitive advantage. So you need to use it right. Here's what I see a lot of people doing wrong. They try to speak to everyone and end up connecting with no one. We talked about that yesterday. They post random content hoping something sticks. And as we talked about yesterday, that just does not work. So you're literally training the algorithm to ignore you because it doesn't know where to position you on Instagram and on YouTube. So as we talked about again yesterday, it's all about positioning. So the XYZ formula, I help X achieve Y through Z. X is your specific audience, not just anyone who's into fitness. Get very specific with it. Y is the transformation that they want and that you can give them. And Z is your unique method or approach to get them that transformation, to get them that final outcome, to solve their problems, to solve their pain points. So generic example of this would be, I help people get healthy, I help people get fit, I help people lose weight, blah, blah, blah. I help people build muscle. A more magnetic approach to this would be, I help busy executives build energy and confidence through 30-minute science-backed workouts they can do on their lunch break. Super specific, and it tells them exactly how they're going to achieve their end goal, their end result. So we know exactly who it's for, we know what they're going to get, and we know why it stands out from every other fitness creator on the planet. So I want you to create this sentence. I help X, your specific audience, achieve through your transformation method, Z, your unique method and approach. What makes you different? What makes you stand out? So the win isn't just in the numbers, it's in the quality. This stops attracting random followers and starts pulling in potential clients, people who want to buy the solution. That's the power of this type of positioning. Positioning is the absolute number one thing that you need to work on and you need to think about. So I want you to craft your XYZ statement, and not next week, not tomorrow, not the next day, not Friday, not at the weekend. I want you to do it right now after this call whilst it's fresh in your head. And don't just write it down and forget it. This is going to be your content filter. You'll see often a lot of people have their XYZ statement in their Instagram bio. They tell people exactly who they help, what they do, what method they use, and why you should follow them. So once you've got it solved, once you've got it worked out, you can put it in your Instagram bio. You can put it in your YouTube description. Because when your message is crystal clear, the right people find you fast and they stick. Your positioning gets you clarity. For example, if someone lands on my page and they read my bio and it's something that they're interested in, before they even watch any of my content, they might follow me because my positioning is right. It's something that they're interested in. So to get eyes on your stuff, pardon me, you've got to learn how to stop people from scrolling past your content. Because if no one stops and watches your content or consumes it, it doesn't even matter. So on Instagram, you've got 1.7 seconds to grab attention. This is data backed. On YouTube, you've got around 15 seconds. People watch your YouTube video for 15 seconds before they leave. They'll probably skip through as well. Most creators waste time on the same dead intros. I am also guilty of this. Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Welcome to another video. It just doesn't work. That doesn't stop anyone and they scroll right past. So you need a hook. So Chris, one of my clients, has done this very well. And this is called the pain formula. I'm sure you've heard this before when it comes to hooks and comes to creating a video that stands out. So it's easy to remember. I know it's pretty cliche, but PAIN, pattern interrupt. So you're going to catch their eye. So pattern interrupt, to explain that, is they're scrolling like this on Instagram, seeing the same videos over and over again, same trending audios, and your video is going to interrupt that pattern. It's going to break them out of that habit of just continuously scrolling, and they're going to stick around and actually watch your video. Next is you're going to agitate the problem. So whatever their problem, hopefully your content is getting shown to the right audience, people who you can help them with their problem and with their pain points. So you're going to make them feel their problem even more. You're going to make it hurt a little bit more, make them feel it. Next, I is you're going to introduce a solution to how you can help them fix or overcome their problem. So you're going to give them hope. And next is you're going to navigate to action. So you're going to tell them exactly what to do, what steps to take in order to fix their problem. So do not start a video with, hi guys, today I want to talk about productivity. Instead, I wasted 3 years trying every productivity hack online and none of them worked until I found this. Or I spent the last 5 years reading every productivity book on the market and this is what I found. And I'm going to share it with you today in 30 seconds. They're examples. So you see the difference. The first is like very generic. People are just going to scroll past it. The second actually grabs people's attention and pulls them into your video. Of course, they want to hear your 3 years of knowledge in 30 seconds if they can. So for YouTube, it's a little bit different. YouTube, if you open YouTube, and you don't do it right now, I don't want you to get distracted from this video, but if you open YouTube on your phone or on your desktop, you'll see that you have probably 12 to 16 thumbnails show up on your homepage. And then it's up to you to click on those videos based on how they look. So the thumbnail and what's being said, so the title. And often you can use a double written hook, so the title would be one hook, and then you could have also text on the thumbnail, which could also potentially pull people in further. So YouTube, the only way to do it is title and thumbnail. It's the most important thing, even more so than creating a good video, is the title and the thumbnail. On Instagram, Reels have the most reach still. Carousels right now are also getting a lot of reach because carousels are being shown on the For You page and on the Reels page. So carousels are also working really, really well. Definitely don't post just one picture. That just doesn't work at all, to be honest. Most people are commenting trend in audio with kind of no strategy whatsoever. Like they just see a trend in audio, they think it looks cool. Again, they post the content for them and it just doesn't work. So what you can do is you can have a look at the trends, see what other people are doing, and if the trend is working, if people are making it, if it's getting lots of views, then you can copy that trend. But my advice would be to put your own spin on it. So hijack the trend and craft it with your own message. So make it valuable in your niche, use the same trends, different positioning, different results. Next, once you've got their attention, that's good. So when you've got their attention, the next thing is, what do you want them to do once you've got their attention? So do you want to turn your viewers into a community, into friends, into loyal fans, into people that actually care? And this is where a lot of creators kind of flop. I know people with even millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, who don't have a real community, who don't have a loyal audience, and can't actually sell products or make money with their personal brand. So they think success is about the number of followers, and that is completely wrong. I know people with less than 10K followers able to monetize their loyal fans and make a lot more money than those even with 1 million followers. So success is about depth of connection, depth of trust, depth of engagement. Trust and authority is the number one thing. I'd rather have, there's a thing called 1,000 true fans. Type it in on YouTube. It's an interesting concept that I absolutely love. Even 100 true fans. I'd rather have 1,000 people who comment, share, and buy everything I drop rather than 100K followers or even 500K followers who scroll past my content and pretend that I don't even exist. So how do you create connection? You can use this 5-step process that will move someone from just watching your content, becoming a part of your inner circle eventually. That is the key. You want true, loyal fans who love you, who want to be on your team, who want to be in your circle. And eventually you can make them a paying client. So most creators end their posts with something like, let me know what you think, or even no call to action, to be honest. I sometimes do that myself as well, which I'm guilty of. So no CTA is low results. CTA is call to action. So try this. And by the way, make sure that every single video has a call to action, YouTube and Instagram. Which of these 3 strategies, if you cover 3 strategies in a video or 3 steps or 3 tips, what tips are you going to try first? Drop a comment and I'll reply with which one works for me. This starts a conversation in your DMs. The more comments, the more conversations on your post, the more the algorithm will push that to a wider audience because it sees that it's interesting to people. It boosts the engagement. And now you're giving them a reason to engage, you're creating space for dialogue, and you're offering extra free value. So if they're chatting to you in the comments of one of your posts, they feel more of a connection, and that's really important. So using this method and turning comment sections into conversations. Conversations are the fundamental part of sales and opportunities. Most creators say thanks to comments. The smart ones actually build relationships. Gary Vee used to absolutely drill this in. Every single person should be replying to every single comment on every single post on Instagram and on YouTube. It's really, really important. This is how you build relationships. I did this very well for my first kind of 4 or 5 years on Instagram. I replied to every single comment. I spoke to every single person in the DMs. And it wasn't just like one-word replies like thanks or emojis. It was actual conversations. And I did this without even realizing. I did it unintentionally. And now it's been probably one of the biggest things to my success with the Creator Club and turning my audience into my own community. So you engage intentionally, you reply with purpose, you go from public to private, and you earn the trust that turns into real business. And it all starts by showing your audience that you're actually there. And number one thing, not only just being there, but actually caring. That makes such a difference. I genuinely care when I post a piece of content. I care about the people who interact with my posts, who message me. And caring is honestly one of the most important things. So not just posting and ghosting. Next is consistency. This is where most people fall off. Everyone starts off really strong, they're enthusiastic, they're hyped, they've got high energy, they are consistent for maybe a week or even 2 weeks, and then their business, their life, their family, whatever, their holiday, their vacation gets in the way, and then they disappear, and then they blame themselves. And once you disappear, the algorithm also kind of forgets about you, and it's very hard to pick up that engagement again. So, consistency has nothing to do with willpower. It's about grinding. It's not about grinding harder. It's about having the right system. As we talked about yesterday, content systems, batch creating content is so important. So there's a content system and everything changes. So a clean schedule that only takes 90 minutes per week. Again, if you can have between 90 minutes and 2 hours, I would say that's even better for better results. So here's the system. And this is pretty clever. It's hard to do, it takes time to do, but it works really, really well. So 3 strategic Instagram posts per week, ideally 4 if you can, but 3 is good enough. 2 YouTube videos per month, and I'm not talking like 2 random YouTube videos, I'm talking 2 YouTube videos that you've put a lot of time and effort into, that you've actually scripted, that add value. And then 1 community engagement activity weekly, so like doing a questionnaire, getting people to ask you questions on Instagram stories, doing polls, just replying to stories in general. This is really, really important. And I used to do an Instagram Q&A once every single week on a Sunday, and this really built a closer connection with my audience. So, strategic repurposing. Now, I said it's not so much a lot of effort, but if you're clever with this will absolutely change the game for you. And you can see here, I've put Dan Coe. Dan Coe puts the most valuable YouTube videos out that I can honestly think of on YouTube about productivity, about building business online, about content creation. And from that video, the video could be 30 to 40 minutes. And from that video, he then creates tweets. Well, he writes on X, he creates them into Instagram posts, TikToks, newsletters. Like from his one YouTube video, he then creates literally 5 to 7 Instagram posts, Instagram stories, 3 to 5 YouTube shorts, maybe even 4 newsletters. And so having that initial script of the YouTube video, then that's how you can break it down. And if you film the video well, if you film it from the right angle, using the right equipment, it can then be, and again, Chris Williamson, who does the podcast Modern Wisdom, is also very good at this. He talks with intention, and he uses something called a soundbite. So he will say quote phrases, and he'll say it in a way that's clear and concise, knowing that even though it's going into a 2-hour podcast, it can be easily cut into short form. So Chris Williamson, this is why podcasts are so good. From a 1 or 2 hour podcast, you can literally get up to like 20 pieces of short form content, which is absolutely insane. So in 2 hours, you get 10 to 20 pieces of short form content, and also anything that's been said, it can be quoted and put into a newsletter, into tweets on X, even into blog posts. So you don't need to create new stuff every single day. That's definitely a way to burn out. I recommend breaking your posts down from one big script for a YouTube video or for a long form post. Check out Dan Coe as well, he absolutely smashes it. Check out his Instagram and check out his YouTube. So, there's obviously more to this, and obviously the repurposing, workflows, batching strategies, templates, calendars, all of that, it's all just a system. But the 3-2-1 structure works really well, and once you learn how to build these systems and repurpose, it will literally change your life. So, excuse me. Also, doing these content strategies allows you to build a life of freedom. You don't get swamped down with having to create content and edit content all day, every single day. It gives you a lot of freedom to actually live the life that you want to do and start to build the businesses that you want to do, pull in more clients, reply to comments, and all of that stuff. So often people go from feeling invisible online to be the person everyone in their space looks to for leadership. And again, Tom Youngs, who we talked about on yesterday's call, like I said, he batch creates all his videos from in one go. And I look to Tom and I respect him, and Tom has that authority because I'm like, bro, like that's so respectful that you film 20 to 30 pieces of content in one go. It's such a genius idea and it's so simple. But because then Tom shows up consistently every single day on Instagram, he's then classed as an authority because he shows up every single day. He's consistent. He doesn't let people down. So it's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right order and consistently. No hacks, no hype, just structure and showing up with intention. So the more you plan, the more you structure, the more you script, the more you have systems in place, the easier it is. It's not about luck. It's not about talent. And it's definitely not about being early on trends or anything like that. It's just about having a plan that actually works and sticking to it. So now you've got the system, it's time to do your part. So the mission, before we get on to day 3, our final masterclass tomorrow, is to write down your positioning using the XYZ formula. Look at your last 5 posts, which ones had a real hook and which ones are invisible. Even look at your last 12 posts or even 20 posts, depending how much you posted already. Have a look and analyze your own content. That's super important. And then pick one community engagement move and use it in your next post. I would recommend, even if you've got a small audience, doing a Q&A. Even sometimes before doing a Q&A on Instagram stories, I would drop some value or try and add some value to your audience in some way, and then get your audience to ask some questions on maybe something specific that you're an expert in. Or you could just do a random Q&A and see what questions your audience asks. And it could literally just be, again, you don't even necessarily have to do a Q&A. You could just go through your DMs, reply to all your DMs. You could go through all your comments, reply to all your comments. You could even comment on other people's posts and try and say something that adds more value so that people like it and then they come to your page. So they're all different types of community engagement moves. I want you to follow all those 3 steps in the next 24 hours. And then finally, day 3, tomorrow, the final masterclass, is how to take the audience that you're building, your viewers, and turn it into actual income that supports the lifestyle you want. So obviously you want to make money online from your audience, from your viewers, from your fans, but you also want to live a life that you don't want to be working 15, 20 hours a day. You want to create a lifestyle through this. So that's why you need to create a system. So I hope this has helped all of you a lot. The best thing you can possibly do with your audience is create a real community. Like I said, care about your audience, help solve their problems, help stop them from feeling that pain, come up with solutions, help them transform their lives. And this is what's going to build a loyal community that you can then eventually monetize if you want to. So, and if you're not monetizing your content, you're just running a very expensive hobby. So tomorrow we'll change that. Tomorrow we'll talk about all of the how to create content that converts into income. And tomorrow's call, I think, will probably be the most informational and the most beneficial. So please make sure you don't miss it. And I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching this day 2 of the masterclass. And I'm also just grateful we have like 250 people in the WhatsApp group, which is absolutely insane. So I hope this was all of value. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys and girls tomorrow.